Hi, my name is Red Pepper, the movie trailer man. Rave it up with Lauren Yates and Red Pepper. Two legends in one room. Oh, hell.
Hey guys, it's Lauren Yates from Rave It Up here, and today we're going to be having a chat over Zoom with award-winning voiceover artist Red Pepper. You may recognize his voice in a lot of famous trailers like Men in Black, Space Jam, Armageddon, The Lost World Jurassic Park, as well as Mr. Bean's Holiday, Are We There Yet, and Are We Done Yet? The list just keeps going on and on. You may call him the movie trailer man. His career has spanned over 28 years and is still going to this day. He's also done a lot of video games and has his own production company. So you can see that we had a lot to cover. So let's get into it now. Red, welcome to Rave It Up. It is a pleasure to finally have you on the show. How are you going today?
I'm doing pretty good. I appreciate you asking me on to this fantastic channel, man. Seriously, I appreciate you. How you
Well,
doing?
I've always loved your voice, and I think a lot of our audience love your voice as well, so we
Oh,
needed to have
stop
you
it.
on.
You're making me blush. Stop it.
Just the
Yeah,
start,
man.
Red. There'll be a lot of blushing later on too.
No doubt. No doubt.
Well, as you just said, you've actually watched a few of my interviews, so you know it's a very positive show and just showcasing
Yeah.
all the really cool jobs out there that we don't even realize, and you're one
Hmm.
of them.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that.
But before we kind of get into, I guess, your career and all that, I'd actually love to
Mm.
start from the beginning, if that's okay, to get a good idea of
Okay.
how you've made it to where you are today.
Yeah, no
And,
problem.
as we just chatted off air, I'm known for doing my research. So I had a
Mhm.
little look. You're born in Barbados and moved to London. And you have 6 sisters and 3 brothers. Is that correct? That's a really big
Six sisters.
family.
Listen, back in the day, you didn't have much, you didn't have 3,000 television channels. You didn't have much to do. And, paying for electricity and gas was kind of expensive. So I think most folks used to go to bed and you know what happens.
You get
And,
busy.
yeah, pretty much. So I got 6 sisters and 3 brothers, and I got like 4 grandkids, even though I'm 61 and I still look fly, but I got grandkids and everything. And I got
Wow.
um, I got 6 kids myself. I got one favorite daughter. One basically, she's the only girl. And I got 5 boys. So I'm good. It's just a huge family.
So how was it growing up in a big family like that? Did you always feel like you're like fighting for attention?
Not really. I was the naughty boy, because I was the first boy that survived because my mother had a stillbirth before, and she had girls, and then my would have been my brother. He didn't make it past pregnancy, so I was the first boy, and so my dad was very very proud of I got my first son and all the rest of it. But I
Mm.
was a mischievous one. I was the one who would always get into trouble every single day. I'd do what I should not have been doing, and my sisters would say, "Dad, guess what Red's doing?" Mm-hmm. Well, Richie, they used to call me back then. What's he doing? And I say, shut up. I'll get my behind whooped just like everybody did back in the day. Now it's more PC. You can't do that nowadays. But yep, I got a few hidings along the way.
I
I was the
can't
naughty one.
imagine you like that at all.
Exactly.
Good boy now.
Oh, ish.
Ish, yeah. That's all right. Maybe we get into that later. No. So you were born with the name Richardson Green. So I
Richardson Ivan
mustn't,
Green.
yeah, I mustn't be the only one really wanting to know. Can you share with us how did you come up with the name Red Pepper?
Okay. Richardson Ivan Green is my father's name. So I'm Richardson Ivan Green Jr. I had no say in the matter. And everyone says, that sounds very posh, very, very posh. And I was traveling just recently to Hawaii, and the captain on board said, "Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your wing commander, Hugo Eaglesfield." Hugo Eaglesfield. Damn, I thought my name was good. But anyway, getting into how I became Red Pepper. In the black community, you got different shades of black, right? And I've got Scottish in my blood along the way. So my skin is it's light dark, so to speak. And so the black folks would describe me as redskin. White
Huh.
folks just say, "Oh, just tall black guy," but the black folks they say I'm red skin. So I got known as Red with this deep voice. His voice is hot, and somebody said we should call him Red Pepper, or as they say over here, you should call him Red Pepper, isn't it? That's how they talk. You should call him Red Pepper. So I thought, well, that sounds kind of cool because I was DJing on the clubs, out in the nightclubs, those grimy little nightclubs where I had to run around and put posters up on buses and telephone boxes and whatever. And so Richardson Ivan Green on a flyer as a hot DJ just didn't look good. It's like
Mm.
Richardson Ivan Green sounds like my granddad. So I stuck with the name Red Pepper. And the first time I got a call for Red Pepper, it was in my father's home. And the fella said, "Yeah, how can I speak to Red, please? Red Pepper." And my dad says, "Speak to who?" And you knew you got the wrong number. This guy kept ringing back. And my dad was really traumatized that he gave me a good name, and there I was answering to Red Pepper. He said,
Hmm.
"What kind of a damn fool are you? Red Pepper? What stupid name is that?" But then Red Pepper, it just became my name. Everybody knew me. Oh, I know who's that. I know that voice. I know. And so I stuck with it. And even though I'm 61 years old and I should know better, I still am known as Red Pepper, a bit like Sting is known as Sting, or,
Yeah,
everyone's got their name. So,
it's
yeah, I've
just
made
stuck
good
now.
use of it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
rest is history. I love it. But you
Hmm.
need a unique name like that, especially in the industry. You got to stand
Hmm.
out.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you've done so many different jobs as well before becoming a voiceover artist. So your first
Hmm.
job was at McDonald's. So I feel like that was a
Yeah.
lot of first people's jobs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah. My very first job.
you spent 6 months as a firefighter before
That's
becoming
right.
a train driver on the
That's
London
right.
Underground. Please tell
Uh-huh.
us why a firefighter and why only
Well,
6 months? Did
listen,
you kind of lose the
it's
passion for it?
it's everybody's dream. Well, it was every boy's dream back then to be a bus driver or a train driver or a fireman or a police officer. And police officer was out because, back in the day, there was a lot of racism and nonsense. And so my family said, "Don't you ever be a police officer." But I wanted to be a policeman. Anyway, cut a long story short, I always liked to hear those fire. I used to watch the fire brigades go past, and I'm thinking, "Wow, what a cool job! Wow!" Just like I did with McDonald's. Yeah, I thought McDonald's was a cool job when I was 17. I thought, "Wow, look at those uniforms; they're so different." Wow, it's not a cool job, but that's what I thought at that time. And I
Pretty
wanted to
young.
be a
It's a good
fireman.
first one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I want to be a fireman. So I'd just go down to the local fire station and talk to the guys down there. And I says, "Yeah, you strong, you fit. Well, you look quite fit, mate. Yeah. Well, you do realise it's 4 days on, 3 days off. You got to stay in the fire." I said, "What? I got to stay and shack up with all these guys?" "Yeah, that's the way it goes, mate." And I think, okay. So anyway, I got in there. But on a serious note, when it came to all the getting cats out of trees, easy. Washing down bin fires, easy. But when I got to the point where I'm seeing families, you know, burnt to charcoal, and they've held on to each other to try to escape the fumes, and you see people burnt to crisp, and then you
Oh,
see car accidents with people messed up, and I just thought, you know what, it's not for me. It's not for me. So I got out of that. It was a great job. Rescued a lot of people, got a lot of attention with the old fireman's uniform on, and all the ladies, "Hello, how are you? Oh, isn't he lovely? Oh, listen to his voice." I used to get all that. So it was good, but it wasn't really for me. I think I had better things to go on to.
yeah. You have real respect for them now, though, don't you?
Mm,
Yeah. I don't know
that's
how
a
they do it. Like the stuff that they
yeah,
see, as you said, it
it's a
just
great job, but you got to
ha-
have the stomach for it.
yeah, it's hard to not take it, really mentally. And I don't know how people sleep at night when they see that
Yeah,
stuff like
you
that.
you
Ugh.
you just got to get through. You just do. It's a bit like the nurses. You see so many traumatic things, but you have to switch off and think. Not with your heart or your feelings. You just got to think. Right, this person needs help. Let's save them. They're in a serious position. You just go into some kind of mode that is
Mm.
inbuilt into us, but we don't realize it until we're in it. We got to do it. You can do it. Anybody can do it. Trust me.
Yeah, well, yeah, you showed. So after that, that was the big dream that I guess you're really
Hmm.
driven to.
Yeah.
What happened after that? Were there any other careers that you wanted to pursue? Was there a dream job that you really wanted, even when you were a train driver
Well, deep
as well?
down, I've always been a bit of a I'm easygoing with people. I talk a lot, and I was pretty good on the radio, but a lot of pirate radios, not legal radios. climbing up on top of roofs, putting up antennas, all the rest of it, running from the police because they're going to come and steal your equipment. I was young.
Come back
And
to, yeah,
so,
the bad boy you're talking about.
yeah, kind of. So I just got into that. I need to be on the radio. I was crazy about radio. When I listened to the old transistor radios and I listened to all the DJs, it wasn't so much the music. I'm just listening to the DJs. A man in a box. There's a sound of a man in a box, and he sounds so cool. How do they do that? I didn't have a clue. It was like radio. I listened to certain shows every single week. I was smitten. So I always thought I was going to become a DJ because everybody kept saying to me, man, you should be on the radio. Man, you should be on the radio. Man, you should be on television. You should be the blah, 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 blah. But that's what my other passion was, to be on the radio. And strangely enough, I've been on the radio since 1989.
Yeah.
I do a weekly show on londonmusicradio.com, quick plug, every Saturday called The Solar Coaster. I play funk and soul and great vibes for 3 hours every Saturday. And I love it. And I've never lost the passion for that. So beside voiceovers, I love music, 64,000 records of
Wow.
every kind of genre. Um, I'm that confident that I say to my listeners, ask me for it, and I've got it. And
Yeah.
it's a one-man band. It's my records. So I've got a passion for music, big time,
Well,
big
yeah, I
time.
even
So that,
saw on your Instagram, you've done some really cool Instagram videos too, that you
mm,
totally have a whole full out deck there in your booth.
yeah. I got it
That's
all set
incredible.
up here. It's an amazing booth. I just spent time, and again, I've been voicing since, let me see, it's got to be 28 years now. I've been voicing constantly, not doing any other side jobs, just voicing. So that takes some doing because a lot of people can't make a living out of it. I do. So I thank God. But I've always said to myself, invest in yourself. And I tell people when I'm doing public speaking, invest in yourself. I could spend like this to everyone say it's just a simple mic. The microphone cost me $1,000. That one cost me $3,000. But invest in yourself. It comes back to you. And if I've been in this profession, which has been very, very good to me for all these years, the least I can do is invest back into it and show people how to be professional and take your time. And it doesn't, you can't do this in 5 minutes. It
No.
takes time, it takes years. And you put it back. Get yourself a sound booth if you can, if you got the space, be prepared. So if somebody says, Red, we'd love you to do this job, but we can't get you into a studio. Do you have a sound booth? And you say, no, I don't. But I can go into a little cupboard. I can do it on my iPhone. I can. And in this profession, they don't want 90%. They want 100% quality. They don't want any sound. They don't want to hear your baby crying in the background. They don't want to hear you break wind. They don't want to hear nothing. They want to hear just you. So when it goes quiet in your room, we're talking total silence.
Yeah.
That's what they want. So I invest in that, and I invest in all my stuff inside my office. I couldn't take the camera and show you around, but I haven't got a long enough lead, to be honest. But that's what I've done.
Yeah.
That's what I've done. So it's all about professionalism and having a passion. Having a passion for your craft, having a passion for showing people the right way, having a passion for inspiring people. I like to inspire people. I always
Yeah.
have done. Simple.
Perfect guest for our show, because us too.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, even with your whole, as you said, you for 28 years, your job has
Mm-hmm.
been your voice too. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm.
how do you look after your voice when you don't really, do you have any time off? Do you take like
You
whole
see,
days of not talking?
I would always feel like a fraud if I had told you a little white lie and said something spectacular like, every morning I wrap my throat in a special blanket or I gargle with a special juice or whatever. I do nothing. Nothing. Nada. Nish. I tell you what I do. I go to sleep at night. I don't stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning if I know I got a job at 8 in the morning.
Mm.
I just respect my body and say, okay, I got a job tomorrow. Let me get some shut eye. Let me eat well. Let me drink well. Let me energize myself with water, and I'm ready. I
Yes.
do nothing special. Singers do all of that, la, 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 and all that stuff. I appreciate that because that's a more impactful job. I just come into a booth and I say a few lines or I say some things and act a bit with PlayStation games or whatever, because sometimes I got to be a commander in chief somewhere, and I'm saying, "Hey guys, come on now, come on!" And it takes a lot of, and you do that for 3 hours, you'll soon know about it. So you got
Yeah.
to be prepared.
Yeah.
So there's nothing spectacular that I do, like drink whiskey mixed with sand. I don't do that. You know, everybody thinks that I
Is
do
that a
something
thing?
special. Well, some people say to me, "What do you do? How do you get your voice like that?" I says, "I don't know. It is what it is. It's my
Natural.
instrument. It's like a
Yeah.
guitar. I can take it high or I can take it down. It's it's what it is, and I
Has it
know how
always
to
been
play it."
that lower register too, even like before you hit puberty? Like, has it always been that low?
Well, honestly, I've mentioned this on so many people. Literally, I'd say around about 14 years old. That's when I reckon something happened, and I was kind of proud of myself. He's coming down the stairs. "Good morning, Mom." "Oh, whoa, hey, whoa, what the fuck? Hey!" Excuse me, I shouldn't swear. And
Right.
it didn't stay at this level. It kept going, "Hi, Mom." So all day it was going all weird. So God knows what was happening in there, but it was messed up. And my mother, she laughed. She couldn't stop laughing. "Oh, you think you're a man now?" And I said to her stupidly, I said, "Yeah, well, I sound like a man, don't I?" Paps. She slapped me so hard. "You'll never be a man in here." I said, "Okay, okay, okay." But yeah, I remember that I was about 14 years old when it started to, you know, change.
Yeah, isn't it? It's around that age for all guys, I think. But yeah, for
Mhm.
you to go down that low,
Yeah. And then
that's
it
crazy.
got deeper and deeper, and the clarity wasn't there because every time, supposing you're in a party or you're in a crowd, and my natural voice is, "Yeah, how you doing, Lauren? You cool? Yeah, yeah, hasn't been a long time though." And so it becomes a mumble. So I had to learn to project my voice as well. Otherwise, everyone said to me, "What? What? What did you say? What did you say?" Because I was talking down there. I was always relaxing like Barry White, and then what? So then I realized it's not them, it's me. So
Mm.
I had to find that octave to project. But if I wake up in the morning, first thing, if you're laying beside me in the morning and you say, "Good morning, baby," I how you doing? I'm down there. I really am just down there. So this is my daytime vibe for you, you know?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Now, for our audience as well, in case they don't know about your story, about how you
Yeah, yeah.
got into voiceover work, it was just because a TV executive was on the train when you were the
Pretty
driver,
much.
right?
Well, I unfortunately, or fortunately, should I say, I was a train driver on the London Underground for um 13 years. One second, I got to put a fan on here so I can feel my glasses steaming up. I'm such a stickler for sound quality. I can hear the fan. You probably can't, but I can hear that little air coming in. I'm sincerely apologize if it
I can't
affects
hear it
this.
though, so that's good.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, I what were we talking about? I'm
You
going
said
crazy.
13 years as the train driver.
Yeah, 13 years down there on the London Underground, and I was one of those anally retentive train drivers who made sure when they stopped the train, it did not go, it smooth stop. I was one of those. I always picked up the public address system and said, "Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your driver speaking. This train will be calling at blah, 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 blah." I was one of those. Shirt and tie, always smart. I was very, very, very professional, as I have always been in anything that I do. And I was at Oxford Circus in London coming in, and there was a lady obviously doing a film shoot on the platform, a lot of people around her doing the Marilyn Monroe pose. And when you bring the train in as a driver, you're bringing in that breeze with you into the tunnels. And so she was doing that typical push her dress down pose, and all the cameras are clicking. And so as I'm driving along, I'm thinking, "Whoa, whoa, damn!" As I go past, I'll open up the doors. I see her climb onto the train with these guys. So I picked up the telephone, the public address system. "Good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen, and a special good morning to that divine-looking woman, looking like Marilyn Monroe. Damn, you're fine." This is what I said as a driver. I'm not supposed to say that, but that's what I did. And so anyway, I could hear the people. Imagine this, I'm in my cab now. I'm pretty close to the passengers. They can't see me, but I can hear them. And I can hear people saying, "Is that a driver? Did you hear his voice? My God." And they started yabba, yabba, yabba. I got to Baker Street and I saw some dude jump off of my train as a passenger. He ran down the platform all the way to my cab, tapped on my window. I'm thinking, oh my God, something's happened. And he says, "Oh, oh, oh." I says, "What's the problem?" He said, "I love your voice. You've got such a lovely voice." He was very camp, this man, just in case you're wondering why has he gone all camp. "Oh, your voice, thank you. Oh my God." And I said, "Okay, thank you. Is that why you're holding me up?" He said, "No, no, 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 no." And he gave me his card and he says, I'd love you to come do some voiceovers." I didn't know what voiceovers was officially back then, voiceovers, but I did have a new mobile phone. Nobody, well, it was new in London then, having a mobile phone. If you had a mobile
Mm.
phone, you were, I got a mobile phone. Now everybody's got one, but then it was new, right? And so I put his number in. I got somebody on my contacts. Oh my God, first person, and he rang me. I got back to him and said, "Okay, I'll come in." He says, "Come into the studio, Molyneux, next day, and do this script." He says, "When the green light goes on, this piece of paper, read the first line. When the green light comes on again, read the second line." Now I've got my underground uniform on. I'm in there, not knowing nothing about studios at all, and I just said, "Okay." So the green light comes on and say, "It's let me find something." Say something similar like in a world where one man waited for the green light and one woman by the name of Lauren. And the green light again. "God bless the child that's got his own. Coming to a cinema near you." Blah, blah, something like that. And they're on the other side of the glass.
Jaws dropped.
Yeah, and I'm just really, I didn't have a clue what this was gonna do with my future. So I just gave him back the piece of paper and said, "Was that okay?" And he said, "Yes, it's fantastic." And he's one of these guys, he just shook my hand and he wouldn't let go of my hand. And I'm thinking, "Let go of my damn hand." And he held on and held on. And that was the
Like, you're a
beginning.
godsend.
Yeah. And this is what happened. And I didn't realize at that point was the turning point for me. I just got into voiceovers. He offered me a nice little handshake. He said, "Come in for a retainer." I didn't know what a retainer was, but he get a 2 year, once a week for silly amounts of money, double what I was getting paid for 48 hours on the underground. I couldn't believe it. I said, "There's something wrong. That's too much money." And that's how that turned around. And then from then,
Wow.
hearing my voice on the television, people said, "Who is that guy? Who is that guy? Who is that guy? We need to use him." And then I got myself an agent. The agent was happy. I was getting jobs for big brands and whatever, starting to get money coming in. And I thought, "Oh, this is strange. I'm not used to all of this." And so I felt like a fraud because I was just the guy next door going about his business, driving his trains, raising his family. I'm very, very grounded, and I still am. And that was the way that that happened. So even today, I appreciate what it is that I do. I still appreciate that this is not really a job. This is fun, but you
Mhm.
still have to deliver. It's still somebody's baby that they've allowed you to put your voice on. It's a serious business, but to me, it's not like breaking rocks. It's not like, you know, construction. It's not like saving somebody's life. It's not like that at all. So to me, this is a dream come true. It's God sent. It's a gift, and I appreciate it every single day, every single moment.
Oh, I'm so glad. See, what a cool job, though. Oh,
Yeah, it's a fantastic job.
and since then, you've gone on to do trailers. Like, Space Jam was like one of your first,
Yeah.
wasn't it? You got the Lost World, Jurassic Park,
Man,
Men in
Lost World.
Black,
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
Bean's Holiday, Are We There
yeah,
Yet?
yeah,
And Are We Done Yet?
and many
Armageddon, all
more.
those.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you had a favorite that you have done?
No, I can't say that. Well,
They're all
I
my
don't know.
favorite.
For there was one. It was I said it before. It was Smoking Aces, and it had The Ace of Spades, the Ace of Spades. Who's done that again? ACDC, not ACDC. The backdrop of it was the Ace of Spades. Really powerful rock music. And I was just saying, I forgot the script, to be honest with you, so many years ago, but it was basically whatever. I can't recall it, recite it to you. Sorry. It was, oh, go on. But
That's
I can't
okay.
remember. But it was that was it because it was fantastic. The whole session went really good. The music was pumping in my headphones. I was on it, on point. I didn't even need the green light. I was just hitting the points. Bam, 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 bam. Coming soon, and it was like, yeah, that's the one. So that was my favorite, I guess. But there's been so many, I can't really and truly, honestly say that. I got a
They're
favorite.
all fun.
Yeah,
Is it
they're all
really
great.
hard now to go to the cinemas or even back in the day when things like Space Jam and stuff came out? Because you're like, oh man, I'm going to be like the voice of nearly all of them.
No, I never ever thought because I was still. You got to appreciate that I was still in dreamland.
Mm.
I'm still a regular guy. And when I took my kids back then as well, and I'd sit there in the cinema, and my boy would say to his friend, "That's my dad," and like, no, it's not. And I just turn to the kid and say, "Yes, it is." Oh, wow. So I became the circus clown. Everybody knew me and says, he's the guy, he's the traitor guy. But the truth is I was never the traitor guy. There was so many traitor guys before me, especially Don LaFontaine, who coined the phrase in a world. And so, no, I don't take claim to that. That's
Mm.
Don LaFontaine's. But I became the traitor man, the guy with the voice. I didn't have a name no more. Oh, is that bloke? Is that bloke? Go on, say something. Say my name. And so everywhere I go, I got, excuse me, mate, could you put your voice on my answer phone? Everywhere, every single day. I didn't get upset about it. I just appreciated that somebody appreciated what I did. So
Mm.
it,
And you have
it's
also
fun.
done, you mentioned very quickly just before, you've also done video game voices as well. How is
Yeah. Oh
that?
my
Because
God.
especially not coming from any acting background, it does seem to
Nope.
be a whole different type
Listen.
of acting
Yeah.
on your
Yeah.
microphone. You're getting hot
Listen.
in there.
Yeah. I'm good. I should have taken this off, but I didn't want to get you all excited when I strip off my jacket.
He's
But
taking his jacket off.
but yeah, in
Be comfortable.
reality,
I don't mind.
I was back in the day, I was well, I still am very confident. I'm a confident man. I don't give a damn. I'm one of those guys that says, yeah, I can do it. And funny story, running for a taxi cab in London, raining. I'm on one side of the street. This lady's on the other side of the street. I run this side, open the cab door. She runs that side, just like in a movie. Open. Oh, which way are you going? I'm going to Charing Cross Station. Me too. Let's share the cab. So this lady turns out she's some casting director. And she said to me, "Can you act? Because you've got a wonderful voice." I said, "Yeah, sure I can." What have you done? So I started talking a lot of BS to her. I said, "Yo, I've been this and I've been in the Gulbenkian Theater and I'm making these names up, just spinning off the top of my head because I said to myself, I'm sure I can act. Acting is just confidence and learning lines. And that's how I got into acting originally. I played God on stage and I've never been to RADA or none of these fancy. A lot of people are saying, oh, shocking. It's people like you. But the truth is, I did it and I caned it and I've done well.
Fake it
But
till you
I
make
just
it.
I just did it, right? But as for being professionally trained, no. It's with me, it was just confidence. I looked at the script, sometimes, especially with the intergalactic movies and space movies, it's a lot of gobbledygook. They'll come out with names like Quantum Leasus. And to look at that on the script is like, what does it say? My name is Quantolisus. Okay, so I got to make Quantolisus sound good. So I've got to really find something that the producer didn't give me, and I've got to make him sound like something. So this, for instance, I could say, well, where was I? I can make Quantolisus sound. My name is Quantolisus. I was born in AD 45. No one knows that I'm here. but I am the true God. That kind of stuff. You
Wow.
gotta. No one tells you how to do that. You got to make it your own. You
Mm.
got to have confidence. And another people say to me all the time, "How do you do it? Where do you find it?" I I really don't know. I don't know where I find it. It's just
Create the
in there.
character inside.
Yeah. And then
Mm.
you got to sustain it. That's the thing. It's easy to do a little one line like that, but I got to sustain it. And sometimes within one video game, I may be four characters. So another character might be saying, "Yeah, I don't like the way you done that. You're having a laugh. Listen, I'll see you then, blah, blah, blah." "Why, my son? Why?" "Because," and you got to switch characters and all the rest of it. You just got
Yeah.
to find it, and you got to be on point, especially when you're working with other actors. And the more you do it, the easier it is. The first time you did a YouTube video, it was like, oh my God. But then now you just flow. It's
First time I
just
interviewed someone, like
exactly.
so scary.
I saw you all gobbledygook when you was interviewing Hugh Jackman. You was like,
Who wouldn't be, right?
yeah, beautiful
No,
interview.
I say to people, don't go back and watch my Justice Crew interview. That was my very first interview, and I cringe. I really do.
That's right. Well, you
Yeah.
get there. When
Now
that was
I'm
me.
comfortable. I'm just like everybody I interview, even if they are a big
Exactly.
celebrity like Hugh Jackman. Everyone's
Well,
just a normal human
this
being. They just got cool
this is
jobs.
this is the thing, especially when like I said, never professionally trained as an actor, but the more you do it, the more credence you get because people say, "Oh, he done this and he done that." Now all of a sudden you're an actor. Yeah. Now all of a sudden you're a professional. Now all of a sudden you're an expert. Now all of a sudden people asking you to come and lecture at places, and it's like I'm just me from next
Mm,
door who got lucky one day. And all of a sudden, so all the kids out there, there's lots of kids, young men, young women who sit down and they say, oh, I'll never be able to do that. I'll never be able to do that. He's so lucky. Yeah, but he's got this voice. Listen, my voice does not fit everything.
mm,
I cannot sell certain products. I cannot, I can do most things, but I can't do everything. So be you. There's something within you as a person to do something good, but you got to get up. I always say to people, the big A, attitude. It's all about attitude. If you get off your behind in the morning and you see rain and snow and sleet outside, you can either say, I want to go back and lay down in my duvet. I don't want to go to work. Oh, no. Or you can say, you know what? I'm going to put on my warmest coat, my thickest boots, my thickest gloves, wrap up, and I'm going to get there. I'm going to
mm.
get through. The attitude, everything's about attitude. I can. I will try. It is possible. These things that you need to keep in your locker all the time, I keep saying to people, do it. Because the only reason you cannot do it is because you believe someone said you can't.
Yeah. Or you're telling
Someone
yourself.
said you can't do it. So you're going to
Mm.
say, I'll never be like him. Don't be like him. Be like you.
Yeah.
Like I was saying to you earlier with your smile and the way you are. Fantastic. I said, oh, check her out. She's just you got your unique thing. And it's fantastic. I mean, nobody can be you but you. And I say that to everybody. Don't get me started on wisdom. I'll go on forever. Trust me.
We need to just have you on just for, I think, a motivational segment one day.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, but even like I always say, like you're already winning if you've turned up, as you just said. You could
Mm-hmm.
easily just want to go back
Yes.
to bed. If you've already gone out there into the snow, in the rain, whatever, you're already winning the
Exactly.
day. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you said about 28 years your career's gone now, I think. You're 20,
Mm-hmm.
yeah? I had like
Yeah,
27
somewhere
written
around there.
here, so yeah, it must be 28 now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You've seen a lot of things change in the industry over that time. And when I
Mm,
was thinking about it, and when I was doing my research on you, I was just thinking about how trailers have changed over the years too.
yes.
Because, a
Well,
lot up until, say, I would say probably early 2000s,
mm,
we had voiceovers in every single trailer. You,
listen,
as the voiceover, would carry the trailer, and now they just seem to like put the words up on the screen and make us
listen,
as an
trust
audience
me.
read it.
Trust me. I said it so many times. I survived. If I was depending on trailers, I would not be working. Trust me, because there was a change, just like you said, around about 2000 time. All of a sudden, you're to me, I'm not saying this because I don't do many trailers nowadays. To me, they spoil the trailer nowadays because they're telling you the whole story from beginning to end with 1,000 clips.
Mm,
And you've pretty much
spoils it.
seen the movie. If you've seen the trailer, you've seen the damn movie. It's like, why do you do this? Where is the mystique? Where is
Mm.
the what's going to happen? And to me, I still believe that you still need that gravitas voice, one whatever I'm going to say in there, it just adds to it. And you don't have to shout. I don't have to shout. I can whisper a trailer and still sound good because it just draws people in. Halloween, for instance, people expect you to be spooky and scary, but you can do it with a whisper. You can really sound. You can do whatever you.
Create those goosebumps.
Yeah, you can. Halloween. Everybody gets me on Halloween. Everybody. Oh, Red, I wanted you a new commercial. Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. It's like, ugh. But
It's
it is
coming
what
up.
it is. Yeah, but the trailers have definitely changed. Um, thank God I have many other strings to my bow, and so the trailers missing the trailers is not a huge difference, to be honest with you. But they have changed, and I believe because I'm a movie fanatic that we should have that. We should have less of the bam, 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 and a bit more storytelling in between. Draw the audience in, and the people who did movie trailers, the men especially, they had that wonderful voice. It could have been a Pixar production, or it could have been Hammer horror. You got to have that person. That was part of the trailer. But the
Yeah.
young kids grow up now; they don't have that no more.
It's
But maybe it'll come back. You know what fashions are like; they come and they go. So who
even,
knows?
yeah, maybe even the trailer fashion will come back. Because you are
Exactly.
right. Trailers are supposed to be
Exactly.
that sneak peek of the movie, not the whole
Hmm.
movie. I don't like
Exactly.
that either. It just spoils it. Well, I think no one can take away the fact that you are like the movie trailer man, all right? So either way,
Appreciate
you
that.
still got
Yeah.
that.
Damn
But on
right.
the side of everything as well, for those who don't know, you own your own production company as well
Hmm.
called Pepper Don't Take No Mess Productions.
That's
Play
right.
on
And
words from the James Brown song.
that's
Can
right.
you tell us
Okay.
what this
Okay.
entails?
Okay.
See, I
Okay.
did my research. I told you I
Check you
did.
out. Yeah. Everyone says to me, "What's your company called?" I says, "Pepper Don't Take No Mess," because there's a record by James Brown. Papa don't take no mess. And I thought, that's
Chuck your name
Pepper.
in it.
Pepper. You
Yeah.
want the funny story is when I went to my accountant the first time I set that business up, and I went to the the accountant. He's a typical, I was trained at Oxford University, a white guy, very, very la-di-da. And he says, right, you come up with a name. And I said, yeah, Pepper Don't Take No Mess Productions. What? He was like, what did you say? Pepper Don't Take No Mess. And he goes on and on and on. Pepper Don't Take No Mess Productions Limited. And so he was like, I, I'm here to advise you as well, but that is not really a good name. And I said, have you ever been to a movie theater? Well, yes. Wouldn't that look good at the beginning of a movie? Yes, I suppose. Yes. Okay. Okay. We'll see how it goes. 5 years down the line, it's still doing well, and I still do my stuff, and it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. So, what does the whole production company entail for you? Because I did see on your Instagram video that you were talking about like renting out the booth and
Well,
everything for
this
other
is this is
people.
the thing because I can speak from a personal experience of when COVID came. Then a lot of folks lost a lot of work because they couldn't get into studios. Studios were closing the doors. A lot of the sound engineers were working from their home, and the studios was supplying the sound engineers with all the boards and the whatever at their homes, and expected the voice artists to be ready and linked up with all the like I'm connecting with you, and I stand in my booth. They recorded their end. No need for us to physically meet. And I said, you know what? I was in that position where I had to quickly adjust. And I upset my wife because we had a utility room with a washing machine, dryer in there. And, it's a room, it's a good sized room. And I says, that's got to go. That's got to go. And she goes, I beg your pardon? And I said, no, 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 that's got to go. I got some business to do in here. I got to adjust. So I went and got my microphones, patted it all out, all the rest of it. And I was in there for about say 3 years because I thought it'd only be 6 months. No, it went on to a year, then the second year. Then I said, no, I need to get out because I had the production company already set, but I needed office space and all the rest of it. And I says, you know what? I'm going to allow people who don't have that space in their homes to come in here because we have people who have to read audiobooks. And there's
Mm,
nothing worse than reading an audiobook for 3 weeks or 5 weeks or whatever. And every 20 minutes, you get an interruption.
mm,
So they needed that dead professional space, and they're not in a little cupboard. They're not in between two mattresses or hiding under a sheet and sweating. And I says, hey, I got one here. Come on down. I'll charge you pittance, and you come down and we can meet and all the rest of it. So that's what I do in here, and other things, bits and pieces to do with filming and radio broadcasting and teaching people how to use a mixing board and microphone techniques. And as you may see, you may not be into this, but I don't have these popper stoppers on my mics. I
mm.
don't have these things on here. And everybody says, you got to have them on. No, you don't. You got to learn how to use your microphone without the plosives, the
Yep.
not once have you heard that.
No.
Because and I'm still talking to you, still using my peas. Peter picked a pot of pickled pepper because I'm suppressing the peas. Little techniques. I'll teach them how to be confident, how to breathe properly from their stomach rather than their chest. And if you're breathing like this, and your shoulders go up and your chest comes out, you're breathing incorrectly
Mm.
because when you gotta breathe, your belly's gotta come out. And then you can
Yeah.
really read and expel properly. And I'll teach them little things like that and be confident in how they really sound and microphone techniques and headphones, the correct, blah, blah, blah. And they love it, especially the newbies. I don't teach nothing to the pros because they're just full of arguments. Yeah, but yeah, you might do that, mate. But I was well, listen, what's good for you is good for you. I'm teaching you 28 years of experience here,
Mm.
solid. So if you don't like it, jog on, baby. I'm good. You know,
I
it's
love
all good.
that. It's paying it forward. Thank you for that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all
What
good.
you got such a cool life. Great job filled with all your loves and your passions,
Oh
even the
yes,
radio work. I
oh
love it. And you
yes.
get paid for it. How cool's that?
Yeah, yeah. Every now and then I remember. Oh yeah, it was payday. Like every couple of weeks, agent just sends me a little email. Got paid today. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Woo!
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. And then the very first time in all of this time, I got a little, a tax rebate.
Oh
My God, I
yes.
got some money come back from the tax man for the very first time. Whoop, whoop. I never thought I'd ever see that, but it was only like 700 quid, 700 pounds. What's this? Australian pounds over there, right? Same as UK.
Yeah, Australian dollars. I have no idea what the. I'd have to look.
Exchange rate.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
the
about
exchange rate is
700
there.
quid. I thought, whoa, it
Yeah,
wasn't that big, but it was something. And I thought, yeah. So I
something's
kept
better
the
than nothing.
Well, I kept the check because I didn't even spend it. I just framed it. It's like I got the
I'm
check.
so proud.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, even though
Exactly.
you've already achieved so much in your 28-year career, Red, what else
Yeah.
can we expect from you in the future? Is there anything else you're venturing
Lord
into?
knows. Lord knows. I just started up a YouTube channel recently, Red Pepper Voice Actor. That's what I call it. How original, Red. Shut up. I couldn't think of anything. Red Pepper Voice Actor. And I'm going to start doing a bit more of this ASMR when I knew nothing about ASMR. And then people said people like to hear calm reads about yoga or inspirational words. I can just be in the background. And some people like to hear all that kind of nonsense. Really? Yeah,
Yeah, I
look,
don't
that
get
guy
it,
gets
but
4 million hits. I says, really? Whereas me, I'm more into playing inspirational stuff, and I'll read inspirational words, and I'll be doing this stuff like uh, set a goal that makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning when people you don't even know hate you. That's when you know you're the best. Simple things, just they
I
like
love
to hear
that.
that.
Woo.
Inspirational stuff. That's what I'll be doing that on my YouTube channel. I've also got the Instagram thing. My son put me onto that. He says, "Dad, you need to be on Insta. People are trending you." And I says, "What the hell is trending?" He says, "You done a YouTube channel and it got 19 million hits. Do you know that, Dad?" And I says, All right, hook me up on this Insta. I got to call it Insta. I should not call it Instagram. He says, no, it's not Instagram. It's Insta. I said, okay. So I got this Insta. I call it Red Pepper 01. And I think I got 3,000 followers or whatever. And I do my little videos on there. It's just little fun things, you know. And
Yeah, I love it. Huh.
it's,
Look at your son.
it's,
He's keeping you hip.
yeah, I'm trying to be hip, you know. And he says, you can make money out of it. And I says, well, I'm not. No, I don't do brand, all
Mm,
that kind of stuff. And if I do show you something and I'll say, well, I use a whatever, I actually do. If I
yeah.
say to you, I use that because it's really good, it's because I actually use it. I'm trying to inspire others to go towards that because these microphones are really good, etc. Not because they're the best in the world, because what's the best for you may not be the best for me, and your setup may sound different to mine, and microphones sound different in different setups. So it's never one of these, just take the money and say it's good. I don't do that. I refuse
Yeah,
to do that. That's wrong. That's not for me. No,
I completely agree. It's just not authentic that way anymore.
no,
Hmm.
no.
Well, we are unfortunately getting to the end of the interview, Red. It's gone so quickly.
No,
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
loving it here.
But as a closing statement, and what is probably the most important question on Rave It Up, and I'm sure you kind of know what it is since you've watched some of my other interviews. As a
Mm-hmm.
closing statement, knowing what you know now, what would you tell your 14-year-old self?
Ooh, I wasn't ready for that one. What would I tell my 14-year-old self? Probably the same thing that I tell myself now. Never give up. Never ever give up. Whatever you are. A very short story. When I was a kid. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the best. I had a few issues going on with certain elements of my life, and I was one of the kids who had all the gear and no idea. You know, I'd see Maradona running around as a footballer. Says, "Yeah, I'm going to get the football kit and the best boots and the best bat," but I was not a good footballer. I was never good. And I said, "You know what? Never, ever, ever give up. Never, ever give up." And I kept going on to that football field, and my legs were bandy legs and all the rest of it. And one day I scored a scorcher of a goal. And it was just flew in. It was like, oh, damn! Did you record that? Nobody recorded it, but
Damn it.
it was like that was the moment. I said, you know what? Never, ever, ever give up. Ever give up. And I was walking out of the park, and this is no word of a lie. Guess who was in that park? Rod Stewart. You know the singer, Rod
Yeah.
Stewart? And he says, excuse me, son, never give up. Great. You ain't got the legs for it. Fantastic. Never give up. And he stuck with me. He always stuck with me. I'm thinking, Rod Stewart. That's Rod Stewart. Never give
He
up.
thinks I can
So
do it, I can do
so
it.
all through my life, I've just said, never give up, never give up, never give up. Just crack on and have the balls to understand that when it's not for you, it's not for you. Don't persevere something that you've given it your all and you haven't quite mastered it. Move on, do something else. Find your little pocket
Yeah.
and never, ever, ever give up. Don't.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much. You've been amazing motivation tonight. I love it.
It's all right.
And
I've
before
enjoyed
we
being
go,
here.
if our audience want to contact you, find out what you're up to in the future, is Instagram, or sorry, Insta probably the best place to go? Or
Insta. I'm on Insta. I'm on Twitter at the Red Pepper. It's two D's in red. Never forget that. At the Red Pepper on Twitter. Red Pepper 01 on Instagram. Sorry, Insta.
Insta?
What's the other one? Red Pepper voice actor on YouTube, and that's what I do. Yeah,
Beautiful. Well,
yeah,
thank you
that's what
so
I
much
do.
for coming on the show. I really appreciate your time today, Red.
I appreciate spending time here, and I'm looking forward to you. Do you still do that question and answer thing?
Did you want to do it? I didn't know if you had time.
Because I was just
You're getting
because
ready?
I'm a little competitive. I'm a little competitive. I says, oh, she. How do you answer so many questions in one short time? I'd like to give that a go.
All right. Do you want to play it? Do you have time? Oh, he's getting
Go
ready.
for it.
All right, sure, perfect.
I'll be
So I was like,
absolutely
you're
rubbish.
giving us such gold. I was like, I'd rather just more of the interview than the game, but let's play it. Let's
Whatever,
finish
I
off
don't
with a
care.
bang.
Dun, dun, dun.
So,
Go
for
for
our
it.
audience, it's called the 2-minute hot seat. So, Red, what I'll do is I'll ask you various questions. You just have to pick your preference. So, it's like dogs or cats, singing or dancing. You have to answer as
Okay.
many questions in 2 minutes as possible. And when we finish, we'll see where you sit on the leaderboard up against everyone else that's played the game on the show.
Hell yeah.
So, to give you an idea, top of the Rave It Up Zoom leaderboard has answered 63 questions.
Damn. Maybe I don't want to play. Huh?
See how you go. All right. Are you ready, Red? Ready, Red? God, that sounds funny, doesn't it? All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Facebook or Instagram?
Instagram.
iPhone or Samsung?
Samsung.
Apple or Android?
Android.
Rap or rock music?
Rap.
Pop or country?
Country.
Cook or clean?
Cook.
Beach or pool?
Beach.
Comedy or action?
Comedy.
Blondes or brunettes?
Brunettes.
Sweet or salty?
Salty.
Mac or PC?
PC.
Singing or dancing?
Singing.
Dogs or cats?
Cats.
Italian or Chinese food?
Chinese.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Jennifer Lopez or Scarlett Johansson?
Jennifer all day.
Johnny Depp or Will Smith?
Johnny Depp.
Mall or online shopping?
Online shop.
Cinema or home movie?
Cinema.
Ice cream or gelato?
Ice cream.
Cake or cookies?
Cookies.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Christmas or your birthday?
My birthday.
Night or day?
Night.
Bus or train?
Train.
Straight or curly hair?
Curly.
Eye color blue or brown?
Brown.
Driver or passenger?
Driver.
Texting or calling?
Call.
LA or New York?
LA.
Friday or Saturday?
Saturday.
TV or movies?
Movies.
Movies or books?
Books.
Fiction or non-fiction books?
Non-fiction.
Snow or surf?
Snow.
Harry Potter or Twilight?
Missed that.
Harry Potter or Twilight?
Neither.
Family Guy or The Simpsons?
Simpsons.
Burger or pizza?
Burger.
Tomato sauce or barbecue sauce?
Barbecue sauce.
Sneakers or thongs?
Sneakers.
Leather or denim?
Leather.
City or country?
City.
Biting your nails or picking your nose?
Picking my nose.
Pants or shorts?
Pants.
Tattoos or piercings?
Tattoos.
Backpack or suitcase?
Suitcase.
Ice cream or chocolate?
Ice cream.
Pen or pencil?
Pen.
Mum or dad?
Mom.
Headphones or speakers?
Headphones.
Book or magazine?
Book.
Photo or video?
Video.
Apple or orange?
Orange.
Fruit or vegetables?
Fruits.
And we're out of time. Whew. How many questions do you think you answered in that time, Red?
I was just in the zone, I guess. 40 maybe.
Oh, I'm happy to say more than that. Do you think you beat
45.
63 questions?
God knows. Did you do 63 questions already? How many
You
questions
think
did
you
you ask me? I don't know.
You have answered 54 questions. You were so close.
I messed up on something. You asked me something about something. I messed up on that. But
Yeah, I think Harry Potter or
enjoyed
Twilight, and you're like, ugh.
it. Yeah, none of that nonsense. Oh,
So 53
seriously.
questions means you're sitting number 8 on the Rave It Up leaderboard.
Hey.
So that's not too bad. Top 10. Woo!
This one, Lauren.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
it's seriously been a pleasure. It's
I
so
really
nice
want to know,
meet
do you have any future plans to come to Australia? Because we can play that game in person. That would be way more fun.
Believe. Well, I got some friends in what they call it, the Golden Beach. This some something. Is it Brisbane? Brisbane.
Sunshine Coast, yeah, or Brisbane,
Sunshine
Queensland,
Coast,
yeah.
Yeah. I got some friends over there, so maybe one day. But if I do,
Maybe.
100%.
I would love that. Well, I'm Sydney, so I'm further down.
Yeah, I know how to get there. I get
Yeah,
there.
I'm south of Queensland.
Yeah. I'll get
Yeah.
down there for real. That'd be
Well-
fun. I'll be sitting down in your studio, but you just having a what do you call it? Interaction.
Interaction, yeah.
You got a
Filmed
cool
interview.
microphone there too. You got
Yes,
a cool
absolutely.
microphone.
It's my new baby.
I see you made the effort for me. I appreciate that. Thank
Of
you.
course, yes. I got to make sure I sound amazing too. I try to do that in all my interviews now. But let's keep in contact, and we'd love to have you on again in the future, even if it is just over Zoom. Let's do a motivational segment. That'd be awesome.
Oh yes, no problem at all.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed today's interview. If you'd like to check out any of our other interviews, please visit our website, raveituptv.com. And while you're there, please also check out our book, Knowing What I Know Now, as well as a mini ebook that I wrote last year called Staying Strong, Finding Inner Peace During Hard Times. And if you would like to further support us here at Rave It Up, please also visit patreon.com/Rave It Up. You can pick a membership tier that works with you and your budget for as little as $4 a month. It's like a coffee, right, guys? And in return, you get a lot of bonus content and free stuff from us here at Rave It Up. So please share it with your friends. But for now, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!